Welcome back to our channel World of Coins, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. In the wide and thrilling world of coin collecting, few coins capture the imagination quite like the Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1971. This seemingly ordinary coin, often overlooked in pockets and drawers, hides a mystery and value that can leave collectors absolutely stunned. If you've ever held a penny from this year in your hand, you may have unknowingly held a piece of American treasure, and today, we're diving deep into the secrets and surprises of the 1971 Lincoln cent. Let's begin with the era. The year 1971 marked the early part of a decade filled with transformation for the United States, socially, politically, and economically. And nestled within that moment in history was the continued minting of the beloved Lincoln cent, a coin that had already become a staple in American currency since 1909. With the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, this penny carried more than just value. It carried the legacy of a nation. The 1971 Lincoln cent was produced by three major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these locations gave their own subtle twist to the coin through mint marks or die variations. And while billions of pennies were minted that year, only a tiny fraction have something that makes them shockingly rare, a set of features that turn a humble cent into a collector's dream. The obverse of the coin is classic and timeless. Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, gazes solemnly to the right, a profile etched with purpose and history. Surrounding his image are the bold words, "In God We Trust," arched across the top, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1971, stamped to the right. The simplicity of this layout hides the incredible variations that make some versions of this penny incredibly rare. One of the key things that makes the 1971 Lincoln cent extraordinary is the possibility of it being a double die obverse, often referred to as a DDO. These errors occur when the coin's design is impressed twice, slightly misaligned, creating a dramatic visual effect. On the 1971 penny, this doubling can often be seen most clearly in the word "Liberty," and in the motto, "In God We Trust." Collectors across the world search tirelessly for these double die errors because of their extreme rarity and stunning value. It's like winning the numismatic lottery. And if you happen to find a 1971 penny with strong doubling, especially one in mint state condition, you're no longer looking at just a coin, you're looking at a potential fortune. The Philadelphia minted coins from 1971, which lack any mint mark, are the most notorious for this kind of error. Some of the strongest double die examples have come from this batch. It's a thrilling chase for collectors, dealers, and even casual finders hoping to strike gold with copper. Now let's talk about the reverse, the classic Lincoln Memorial design. From 1959 to 2008, this elegant image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., was featured on the back of every cent. And on some 1971 versions, even the reverse side contains anomalies that make a coin desirable. Look closely at the lettering, the columns, and the steps. Any unusual markings or misalignments could signal a minting error worth serious money. It's also important to mention the material. The 1971 penny was struck in a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which means that unlike modern pennies, these coins actually have a decent base metal value. But that's just the start. For specific varieties with errors or in pristine condition, the real value is far beyond the weight of the metal. Condition plays a huge role in determining the value of the 1971 penny. Coins that have been well preserved, stored in protective sleeves or untouched since minting, are rated using the Sheldon scale. Mint state coins, particularly MS-65 and higher, can demand steep prices in the collector market, especially when paired with rare die varieties or striking errors. One incredibly exciting feature of the 1971 Lincoln cent is its potential to be a small date or large date variety, particularly in proof versions struck in San Francisco. These differences are subtle to the eye but huge in the numismatic world. A small date 1971's proof sent in perfect condition is like discovering a hidden diamond in a mountain of stones. Speaking of proof coins, the 1971's proof pennies deserve their own spotlight. These were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and flanchets, creating a shiny, mirror-like surface. A proof penny from 1971 with cameo or deep cameo contrast is a thing of beauty and value. But the real jackpot lies in finding a proof with an error, like a double die or minting flaw. Imagine searching through a jar of old pennies passed down by your grandfather, and suddenly, one gleams a little differently under the light. You flip it over, examine the letters, the date, the face of Lincoln, and then your heart skips a beat. You recognize the doubling. You see the clean luster. You found something incredibly special. These stories are not just fantasy. Across the United States, coin hunters have discovered valuable 1971 pennies in the most unexpected places, in old piggy banks, estate sales, garage finds, and even change from a vending machine. The thrill of the hunt never fades for those who know what to look for. Auction houses and online marketplaces have witnessed dramatic bidding wars over these coins. One look at the bidding history for high-grade 1971 double die obverse cents, and you'll see how intense the competition can get. People are willing to pay thousands, even tens of thousands, for the right coin, and for good reason. The story of the 1971 penny is a reminder of how history and craftsmanship intertwine with luck and discovery. These coins were never meant to be rare, but fate and machine errors transformed them into miniature treasures waiting to be uncovered. Collectors recommend using a strong magnifier or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, especially in the inscriptions. It takes patience and focus, but the reward can be jaw-dropping. Many numismatists have built entire careers around studying Lincoln cents, and the 1971 variety remains a crown jewel in their collections. Coin clubs, exhibitions, and forums often spotlight rare 1971 pennies. It's one of those coins that unite beginners and experts alike, all chasing that one brilliant find. The camaraderie, the education, the excitement, it's all part of the numismatic journey. Even major grading services like PCGS and NGC have documented examples of these rare 1971 cents, some achieving near-perfect scores and landing in the hands of lucky, or rather observant, collectors. These institutions certify authenticity and preserve the coin's legacy forever in a slab. If you're thinking about searching for one yourself, start now. Dig through your old collections, visit local coin shops, talk to longtime collectors. The adventure starts with curiosity, and who knows what might be hiding in your change jar. Always remember, it's not just about the money. It's about holding a piece of history, about discovering something that slipped through the cracks of mass production. It's about uncovering value where others see nothing. Some people pass over pennies without a second thought. But once you know the possibilities, each Lincoln cent becomes a tiny mystery waiting to be solved. And the 1971 penny might just be the treasure you've been waiting for. So next time you see a 1971 penny, don't dismiss it as spare change. Hold it up to the light. Examine the date, the letters, the luster. You might just be staring at a numismatic masterpiece, because among all the coins minted that year, a rare few have sold for an astonishing amount. And yes, we're talking about a real-world sale, not a rumor, not a myth. A verified, certified, and documented 1971 Lincoln cent with the right error and in top-grade condition has fetched a jaw-dropping price of $145,000. Top 2. In the massive ocean of American coins, some blend into the current unnoticed, while others shine like hidden pearls waiting to be discovered. The 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny is one such treasure. What appears to be just another penny to the untrained eye could actually be one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in numismatic history. Today, we dive into a fascinating journey, one that reveals how a small copper coin from 1976 has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe. The year 1976 was an important one for the United States. It marked the nation's bicentennial, 200 years since the Declaration of Independence. It was a year of celebration, reflection, and pride in American history. Fireworks lit up the skies, flags waved with passion, and Americans honored 2 centuries of freedom. Although the Lincoln penny was not officially changed like the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coin that year, the humble 1 cent still holds a secret of its own from this iconic time, with President Abraham Lincoln's solemn and determined profile on the obverse. The 1976 penny continued to carry the design introduced by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design had already become one of the most recognizable faces on any coin in the world. But what makes the 1976 penny so fascinating isn't just the design, it's what happened during the minting process that year. Most of these pennies were minted in large quantities at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Billions were struck. But among those billions, a handful emerged with incredible features, unusual errors, misprints, and incredibly well-preserved surfaces. These are the coins that now command huge attention in the collector's market, sometimes making headlines with their value. Let's begin with the doubling error, one of the most well-known and desirable errors in the world of coin collecting. On some 1976 Lincoln cents, you can spot noticeable doubling in the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even in the date itself. These double-die obverse errors are extremely rare and can only be confirmed under close magnification, making them a thrilling find for anyone who comes across one. Another sought-after feature is the off-center strike. When the coin is misaligned during the minting process, part of the design may appear shifted, creating a visual imbalance. Off-center 1976 pennies with significant misalignment, especially those with visible dates and full details, can skyrocket in value due to their rarity and uniqueness. Let's not forget about the small and large date varieties. Although these variations are better known in other years, collectors have reported subtle differences in 1976 coin dates that have led to ongoing debate and study. Identifying these varieties adds another layer of intrigue to the hunt for the perfect 1976 penny. Then there are the high-grade examples. Coins that were never circulated, never touched by human hands, and preserved in mint condition since 1976. These pennies, especially those graded MS-67 or above, are as close to perfection as you can get. Their bright luster, sharp details, and absence of blemishes make them extremely valuable to collectors who chase the absolute best. The reverse of the coin features the majestic Lincoln Memorial, a powerful image that replaced the wheat ears design in 1959. Look closely at the steps, columns, and the statue of Lincoln seated within. On some rare 1976 cents, anomalies or die cracks can appear, making even the back of the coin a potential jackpot. San Francisco also produced proof coins in 1976. These coins were not meant for circulation but were struck for collectors using special dies and highly polished planchets. A proof 1976 penny with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces can become the centerpiece of any collection. Some of these coins, especially those with errors, have sold for incredible amounts at auctions. Collectors and enthusiasts often talk about the red designation in grading. This refers to the original copper color of the coin. Over time, many pennies tone or darken, but a coin that retains its full red hue is especially prized. A 1976 Lincoln cent graded MS-67 red is not just rare, it's remarkable. Over the decades, the excitement surrounding the 1976 penny has grown. With the rise of online coin communities, YouTube channels, and social media, people from all walks of life have become treasure hunters, scouring old collections, rolls of pennies, and estate sales hoping to find that one magical coin. Some of the most thrilling finds have come from unexpected places. A coin collector in Arizona once discovered a 1976 double-die penny in a box of coins bought at a yard sale. Another person found an off-center strike 1976 penny while searching through pocket change during a family vacation. These aren't fairy tales, they're real stories from people who simply knew what to look for. The truth is, every single 1976 penny holds the possibility of greatness. With enough patience, knowledge, and a little bit of luck, anyone can become the next person to find a rare variety worth a fortune. And that's the magic of coin collecting. It turns ordinary people into discoverers of hidden history. The market for these coins continues to grow. Auction houses now include rare Lincoln cents in their featured lots. Bidding wars erupt over high-grade examples and rare error coins. It's no longer just about hobby collecting, it's become a serious investment opportunity. Reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified several high-value 1976 pennies. Their sealed slabs protect the coin forever and confirm its authenticity. If you find a suspiciously perfect or unique 1976 penny, having it graded could be the key to unlocking its true value. Many people overlook pennies, treating them as insignificant or worthless. But the 1976 Lincoln cent is a powerful reminder that even the smallest things can hold extraordinary worth. All it takes is one coin, one mistake at the mint, one moment of perfect preservation, and you have something truly special in your hands. You might be wondering, where should you start your search? Check your change, your grandparents' jars of coins, coin shops, estate auctions, or even local flea markets. You never know when fate might smile upon you. Educating yourself is key. Use magnifying glasses, study error guides, learn about coin grading. The more you know, the more chances you have to uncover the kind of treasure that changes lives. And remember, even if you don't strike it rich, the journey itself is rich in history, excitement, and personal reward. Every coin tells a story, and the 1976 Lincoln penny tells one of America's most intriguing hidden stories. From its historical backdrop during the bicentennial year to its rare errors, pristine conditions, and thrilling market value, this tiny copper coin holds a universe of possibilities. And it's still out there. Maybe in a drawer. Maybe in a forgotten collection. Maybe even in your hand right now. So don't overlook it. Examine every 1976 penny with care and curiosity. Because one of them, perhaps only one out of millions, could be worth an unbelievable fortune. And yes, believe it or not, one such rare 1976 Lincoln cent, due to its mint error and spectacular condition, has been valued and sold for an astonishing total of $120,000. Top 3. In the thrilling and unpredictable world of coin collecting, certain coins seem to appear quietly, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal their hidden value. Among the countless coins struck by the U.S. Mint, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny stands out as a prime example of a copper treasure that most people don't even realize they have. Today, we're going to explore how this small, everyday coin holds extraordinary potential and why collectors are constantly on the hunt for a perfect specimen from this very year. Let's begin with the time itself. The year was 1978. America was moving through a period of economic tension, pop culture transformation, and technological curiosity. Gas prices were climbing, disco ruled the music charts, and penny production continued without much fanfare, or so it seemed. But beneath the surface of those copper coins struck at Philadelphia and Denver, a storm was quietly brewing in the world of numismatics. The Lincoln cent had already enjoyed decades of circulation by 1978. Since 1909, when Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln first appeared on the obverse, this coin had become a household symbol of American history, resilience, and pride. But what sets the 1978 issue apart isn't just its continuation of that legacy, it's the rare and unusual mistakes, overlooked anomalies, and high-grade examples that have given it an unexpected status. The obverse of the 1978 Lincoln penny features that same familiar image of President Lincoln, calmly facing right, his facial features sharp and wise. Above his head arched the words, "In God We Trust," to the left is the word "Liberty," and to the right, the date, 1978, sometimes with a small d underneath for Denver minted coins. But as collectors have discovered, not every 1978 penny was struck equally. Some coins from this year feature dramatic and noticeable doubling in the date, the inscriptions, or even the finer details of Lincoln's face. Known as double die obverse, DDO, errors, these make a regular penny into a collector's dream. Even slight doubling that can only be seen under magnification can add significant value, and strong doubling is simply rare and spectacular. In addition to doubling, off-center strikes from 1978 have also been discovered. These occur when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be missing or misaligned. Off-center coins with a visible full date and clear features are highly desirable and can command a huge premium in the right condition. Another variation to look out for is the BIE error. This quirky little flaw occurs between the letters B and E in Liberty, where a small die break makes it look like there's an extra letter, I. Though it's a minor error, collectors love pennies for their uniqueness and collectability, and 1978 saw several of them make their way into circulation. The reverse of the coin also holds possibilities. The iconic Lincoln Memorial design, complete with the tiny seated figure of Lincoln between the columns, was used from 1959 to 2008. In the 1978 version, collectors have identified die cracks, cuts, and even filled dies that obscure parts of the inscription or design. Any unusual features here could drastically increase the coin's value. Another critical factor in the coin's desirability is its condition. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, are incredibly hard to find. Most pennies from 1978 were heavily circulated, which means uncirculated or mint-state specimens are rare and valuable. What's even more exciting is that some of the most pristine 1978 pennies retain their original, red, coloring, a bright, shiny copper hue that hasn't dulled over time. These are far more valuable than their red-brown or brown counterparts. A red 1978 Lincoln cent in gem mint condition can catch the attention of serious buyers immediately. Proof versions of the 1978 penny were also struck in San Francisco and are marked with an S mint mark. These coins were never meant for circulation and were instead sold to collectors in proof sets. Deep cameo versions with bold contrast and no visible flaws are highly sought after and can bring significant value, especially when combined with a minting error. You might be wondering how such errors even make it through quality control. The truth is, the minting process moves at incredible speed, thousands of coins per minute. Occasionally, mistakes happen. When they do, and the coin makes it into public hands, it becomes a rare survivor, a numismatic anomaly worth tracking down. One of the most thrilling aspects of the 1978 Lincoln penny is that it's still found in circulation today. That means the next time you're handed change at a store, or when you sort through a piggy bank, you could be holding on to something far more valuable than a single cent. All it takes is a keen eye, a magnifying glass, and a little bit of knowledge. There have been countless reports of lucky finds. People searching through old jars of coins, inherited collections, or even rolls from the bank have stumbled upon extremely rare 1978 varieties. Some of these have ended up being sent to professional graders and returned with jaw-dropping scores that boost their value into the tens of thousands. Online auctions and coin shows frequently feature the 1978 penny among their highlights. Bidders who recognize the significance of the date, the error, and the condition don't hesitate to pay a premium. And once the coin is professionally graded and authenticated, its price only rises. For collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents, the 1978 issue is an essential piece of the puzzle. Not only is it a part of the long and rich history of the Lincoln penny series, but it also presents a unique opportunity due to its overlooked nature. Many people don't realize its potential, which makes hunting for it even more rewarding. If you're just starting out in coin collecting, the 1978 penny is an exciting and achievable goal. It's out there, and with the right tools and a bit of dedication, you might find a coin that turns your passion into profit. The feeling of discovering an error or a high-grade coin is like finding buried treasure. Make sure to store any promising finds carefully. Use protective coin flips or holders. Never clean a coin, as that can destroy its value. Let experts determine its worth through proper grading and evaluation. Learning to recognize minting errors, understanding coin conditions, and knowing where to search is all part of the journey. The world of numismatics is as much about discovery as it is about history. Every coin tells a story, and some of them tell million-dollar tales in 1 cent's disguise. Collectors recommend joining online forums, watching educational videos, and attending local coin shows to gain more knowledge. The more you engage, the better your chances of finding that one unforgettable penny that others overlooked. And the best part? All of this excitement, this adventure, and this potential for reward begins with a coin that most people toss into a jar without a second thought. The 1978 Lincoln penny is one of those rare opportunities to find value hiding in plain sight. So, take another look at your pocket change. Revisit that old box of coins in your attic. Because one 1978 Lincoln cent, with the right condition, a striking error, and the beauty of untouched copper, has been recorded selling for an unbelievable amount. That astonishing figure, a true collector's dream realized, is $110,000. Top 4. In the thrilling universe of coin collecting, where ordinary objects turn into extraordinary discoveries, one small coin from the dawn of a new decade has quietly risen to legendary status among collectors, the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While many people barely glance at the coins they receive in change, those who know what to look for have come to recognize that a single copper cent from this year might just hold an unexpected fortune. So grab your magnifying glass and prepare for a journey deep into American numismatic history, because the 1980 penny might be far more valuable than you ever imagined. The year 1980 marked the beginning of a new chapter in America. It was a time of shifting politics, growing technology, and rising interest rates. As the country prepared to move into the digital age, the U.S. Mint continued striking billions of coins, including the Lincoln penny, which had already been a staple in American pockets for over 70 years. But among the flood of copper and zinc coins that year, a rare few emerged with qualities so unique, they've become icons in coin collecting circles. This coin, like its predecessors since 1909, features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's image has remained a symbol of strength, unity, and legacy. Above his head reads the national motto, "In God We Trust," to the left is the word, "Liberty," and on the right is the date, 1980. While it all may seem ordinary at first glance, the true magic lies in the microscopic details that only a trained or lucky eye can uncover. Minted in Philadelphia and Denver, the 1980 penny came in two primary versions, one with a D mint mark beneath the date, and one without a mint mark, which indicates it was struck in Philadelphia. While both types can hold value under the right conditions, some Philadelphia minted pennies without a mint mark have proven to be the most fascinating, especially when error varieties are involved. Among the most exciting and valuable errors is the double die obverse. These are coins that were struck with a die that had been engraved twice at slightly different angles, resulting in bold, visible doubling of the inscriptions and design elements. In the 1980 Lincoln penny, this doubling is most often seen in the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as the digits of the date. For collectors, finding one of these rare double die examples is like striking gold. Another key variety comes in the form of off-center strikes. These minting errors occur when the coin blank isn't properly aligned with the dies, causing part of the design to be off the edge of the coin. While minor off-center strikes are somewhat common, a significant off-center 1980 penny, especially one with a visible full date, is a thrilling find that collectors pay big money to acquire. Some 1980 Lincoln cents have also surfaced with broad strike errors, which happen when a coin is struck without the retaining collar. These coins spread wider than normal and lack a defined rim, giving them a unique, almost distorted appearance. A flawless 1980 broadstrike penny with sharp features and no post-mint damage can command a strong price at auction. Of course, no discussion about the value of a penny is complete without talking about its condition. Collectors and grading experts use the Sheldon scale to rate a coin's quality, with uncirculated coins rated between MS-60 and MS-70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1980 penny in MS-67 red condition, meaning its surface is fully red and shows no signs of wear, is considered extremely rare and highly valuable. Speaking of color, this is another aspect collectors pay close attention to. Most 1980 Lincoln cents were made primarily of copper, with a small portion struck on brass-plated zinc planchets in preparation for the coming transition in 1982. A brilliant red copper coin from 1980, untouched by time or circulation, stands out dramatically from the more common red-brown or brown varieties. Proof coins from 1980 were also produced by the San Francisco Mint, and they can be identified by the S mint mark under the date. These coins were never intended for circulation, they were carefully struck for collectors using polished dies and specially prepared planchets. A deep cameo 1980 S-proof penny with flawless surfaces and sharp detail can be a stunning addition to any high-end collection. Then there's the infamous transitional error. While rare, there are reports of 1980 pennies being struck on the wrong planchets, for example, on a dime blank. These errors are extremely rare and very valuable. Imagine holding a penny the size of a dime, struck with all the correct 1980 design elements. That's the kind of error that makes headlines. It's worth noting that the Lincoln cent was on the edge of major change during this period. Just 2 years later, in 1982, the mint would shift from copper to a primarily zinc composition. This means that the 1980 penny represents the final years of solid copper coins, making it even more desirable for collectors who appreciate original metal content. Coin dealers and collectors continue to search for the perfect 1980 penny. They hunt through bank rolls, estate sales, online auctions, and even family coin jars hoping to uncover one with exceptional features or a mind-blowing error. And in rare cases, those efforts have paid off in astonishing ways. There's something magical about discovering a rare penny. It could be sitting in an old drawer, passed through countless hands over decades, yet still holding a secret value unknown to all who handled it. Every 1980 penny is a potential mystery, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Stories have surfaced of people finding valuable 1980 pennies in inherited collections, forgotten change jars, or flea markets. These discoveries are a testament to the enduring mystery and excitement that comes with coin collecting. And with the rise of online resources, more people are learning to identify these hidden gems on their own, but as interest in coins grows, so too does competition. Serious collectors often have their rare 1980 pennies graded and slabbed by trusted services like PCGS or NGC. These slabs provide protection, authentication, and a grade that can significantly influence a coin's market value. If you think you found a rare 1980 penny, sending it to be graded might just be the best decision you ever make. Many collectors also form Lincoln cent sets that include every year and mint mark, making the 1980 penny a necessary addition. But for those who want something truly unique, finding an error or rare variety is the ultimate goal, and the 1980 penny offers plenty of potential in that regard. Collectors value the 1980 penny not just for its monetary worth, but for what it represents: a snapshot of American history, the skill of the U.S. Mint, and the possibility of finding greatness in something so small. It reminds us that even the most common coin can hold uncommon beauty and surprising value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, always take a moment to look closely at your pennies. The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $100,000 treasure could be a simple error you didn't notice at first glance. Start by examining coins under good lighting with a magnifier. Compare your 1980 pennies to online images of known errors. Look for doubling, misalignment, unusual weight, or anything that looks out of place. And above all, never underestimate the power of a coin that's been quietly waiting for you to notice. In a world where digital currencies and credit cards dominate, the 1980 Lincoln cent is a timeless reminder that real value can still be found in the smallest corners of our lives. It's a lesson in patience, observation, and discovery, because one exceptional 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny, thanks to a remarkable mint error and pristine condition, was once sold for the jaw-dropping price of $100,000. Top 5. In the quiet corners of drawers, forgotten piggy banks, and dusty jars of loose change, history often hides in plain sight. One such treasure, easily mistaken for ordinary pocket change, is the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1981. A simple copper coin that has turned into a legend among collectors. At first glance, it seems like just another penny, but if you know what to look for, this coin could unlock a story of rarity, minting secrets, and unexpected fortune. So prepare yourself, because today we uncover the remarkable truth behind the 1981 Lincoln penny that might just be worth far more than 1 cent. The year 1981 was the final full year before a significant change hit the Lincoln penny series. In just a year's time, the composition of this humble coin would shift from mostly copper to a mostly zinc core. That makes the 1981 Lincoln cent one of the last true copper coins to enter circulation, and it also makes it a bridge between two worlds of American coinage. But that's only the beginning of what makes this particular coin so fascinating. Minted in 3 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the 1981 penny exists in several varieties. You'll find those without a mint mark, produced in Philadelphia, those marked with a D, minted in Denver, and those stamped with an S, which are proof coins created in San Francisco. But not all 1981 pennies are created equal. Some of them contain tiny, almost invisible details that drastically change their value. Collectors love a mystery. And in 1981, the San Francisco Mint delivered just that with the creation of two different styles of proof coins, Type 1 and Type 2. The difference? It lies in the S mint mark. Type 1 has a more blob-like, less defined S, while Type 2 features a sharp, clear, and distinct S. This subtle variation turned a simple penny into a chase item among experienced collectors. Type 2 is significantly rarer and much more valuable. On the other side, the Philadelphia minted 1981 penny, those without a mint mark, were produced in staggering numbers. But even among these billions, there are hidden gems. Coins with dramatic doubling in the inscriptions, known as double die obverse errors, have been reported. Doubling in God we trust, liberty, or the numbers in the date can make a coin a prized possession worth far beyond face value. Then, there are the off-center strikes. In 1981, just like other years, a few coins slipped through the presses without being properly aligned. These off-center pennies, especially those that are 50% or more misaligned but still show the full date, are considered valuable errors and can fetch impressive prices. The more dramatic the shift, the more desirable the coin becomes. Broad-struck pennies from 1981 have also made their way into the hands of lucky collectors. These coins are wider than usual, missing their raised rim due to being struck outside of the collar that normally holds them in place during the minting process. It's a strange and beautiful mistake that adds to the coin's appeal. Another exciting discovery from 1981 includes clipped planchet errors, where the coin was punched from the edge of the metal strip, resulting in a curved section being cut off. These error coins are visually striking and are instantly recognizable as something unusual. Combine that with an error-free reverse and you've got something collectors will chase down in a heartbeat. The reverse of the 1981 Lincoln penny features the familiar Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959. Though mostly uniform, this side of the coin isn't without its share of anomalies. Die cracks, cuds, and even filled dies have caused certain coins to exhibit striking deformities or missing letters. These errors only add to the coin's intrigue and market appeal. Let's talk condition. A coin's value depends heavily on its state of preservation. Coins that never entered circulation and retain their original luster, sharp edges, and flawless details are referred to as mint state, or MS, coins. A 1981 penny graded MS 65 or higher is already desirable, but once you add in an error or rare variety, the price can climb dramatically. Color also plays a big role. Collectors prize red coins, those with a bright coppery shine, as the highest tier of quality, followed by red-brown and brown. A 1981 Lincoln penny with full red color and no blemishes instantly stands out in a collector's case or auction lineup. And they don't come around very often. Let's not forget the proof versions. San Francisco's 1981 S-proof coins were struck with extraordinary care, creating a mirror-like surface and frosted details. Coins that exhibit a deep cameo contrast, where the raised design appears frosted against the mirror background, are particularly valuable. Add in the elusive Type 2 mint mark, and you've got a coin that collectors dream about. In coin shows, online marketplaces, and collector conventions, the 1981 Lincoln cent still commands attention. Dealers set aside space for high-grade or error varieties, while collectors exchange stories of finding rare coins in the most unexpected places. Some of the most valuable examples were discovered not in treasure chests but in loose change and old family boxes. The excitement surrounding the 1981 penny isn't just about its age or metal content. It's about the possibilities. Every coin tells a story, and the ones from 1981 tell stories of minting transitions, unintentional artistry, and one-in-a-million errors. It's that unknown factor that keeps collectors searching and examining every single detail with magnifying glasses and passion. Many collectors dedicate themselves to building entire sets of Lincoln cents, year by year, mint by mint. Within those sets, the 1981 penny has become a critical piece, not just for completion but for the challenge of finding a rare and valuable version. It's a pursuit that tests patience and sharpens skill. Auction records reveal that top-graded 1981 Lincoln cents with errors or full red luster have sold for thousands. The bidding wars can get intense, especially when a coin's history, condition, and rarity all align. One might not expect such competition over a penny, but in the coin world, rarity is king. the beauty of coin collecting is that anyone can do it. You don't need to be rich, connected, or lucky, just curious and observant. The 1981 penny is still out there, hiding in places no one would think to look. That's what makes it so exciting. The next rare find could be in your change jar right now. Many hobbyists recommend getting a good magnifying glass, a coin guidebook, and some patience. Sorting through pennies isn't just a task, it's an adventure. And when you finally find that one coin that looks just a bit different, your heart skips a beat. That's the thrill collectors live for. Grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified numerous 1981 Lincoln cents, and their population reports confirm that high-grade examples are far from common. If you ever find a coin that looks untouched by time, it may be worth sending it in for professional evaluation. There's an educational aspect, too. Collecting coins like the 1981 Lincoln penny teaches us about American history, design, economics, and precision. Each coin is a tiny time capsule, holding the fingerprint of the era it was born in. And when that history includes a rare minting mistake, it becomes even more powerful. Coin clubs, YouTube channels, and online forums have all helped bring attention to the value of modern-era pennies. What used to be overlooked is now the focus of national treasure hunts. And as time goes on, fewer high-grade examples remain, increasing the demand for those still in excellent condition. As we wrap up this incredible story, one fact becomes very clear: never underestimate a penny. Especially one from 1981. A coin that most people throw in a tip jar might just be the key to unlocking a thrilling journey through American history and rare fortune. So the next time you see a 1981 Lincoln cent, take a second look. Examine it. Study the date. Look for doubling, shine, shape, and edge. Because one of those pennies, one that has passed quietly from hand to hand for decades, might be your golden ticket. And yes, you heard that right, one such Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1981, due to its rare mint error and exceptional condition, was sold for a jaw-dropping price of $95,000.